After I built my dream home from the ground up, after years of grinding, sacrificing, and living off instant noodles, my own parents kicked me out and moved in like they owned the place. Sounds unreal, right? Trust me, I still replay it in my head some nights, wondering how the people who raised me could turn around and betray me like that. But they did. And what happened next? Let's just say, they never saw it coming. My name's Riley Carter. I didn't grow up with much. My parents, Marvin and Denise, they always scraped by. Decent folks by appearances, but always bitter, always acting like the world owed them something. They worked hard, sure, but they never built anything. No savings, no legacy, just resentment. Me. I wanted more. I wanted stability, independence, something to call my own. And for me, that meant building a house, my house. Not just a roof and four walls. It was my proof. That all those nights I skipped out on fun, all the double shifts, all the missed birthdays and unpaid hours, it all meant something. At one point I juggled 3 jobs. Receptionist by day, warehouse loader by night, and house cleaning on the weekends. Yep, ironic, isn't it? Scrubbing granite counters in someone else's kitchen while dreaming of one I could call mine. There were nights I'd come home so tired I'd pass out in my work clothes. My dinner cereal, noodles, sometimes just water and sleep. My friends would post pictures from Cancun or Bali. I posted quotes about patience and hard work. It took 7 years. 7 years of sweat tears and being broke as hell. But I did it. I built my own place. 3 bedrooms, wide porch, big kitchen. Nothing fancy to most folks. But to me, it was everything. When I walked in barefoot for the first time, I cried. Not those quiet tears either. I mean ugly crying. I touched the walls and whispered, "You're mine." A few days later, I invited my parents over. I'll never forget their expressions. My mom ran her fingers over the marble counters like she'd picked them herself. "Oh, wow," she said, "this kitchen feels so homey." My dad stepped out on the porch, squinting like he was inspecting property he already owned. "Solid work, Riley. You thought this through." For once I felt seen, like maybe they were proud of me. Maybe, just maybe, we'd turned a corner. But then, things started shifting. They started visiting more often, then staying longer. First it was dinners, then overnight just to avoid the traffic. And before I knew it, I'd come home from work, and they'd already be inside, feet up remote and hand fridge raided. One day my mom casually mentioned, "You know, your father and I, we're thinking of leaving our place. Too noisy, too cramped." I laughed, thinking she was just venting. "Yeah, this area's nice," I said. 2 days later, I pulled into the driveway and saw their car parked out front. I walked in, and there they were, unpacking boxes. "What's going on?" I asked, heart racing. My dad barely looked up. "We've decided to move in. This place is better for us." I blinked, laughed. "Wait, what? You're moving in? You didn't even ask me." My mom gave me that sickly sweet smile. "Honey, you're single, no kids. This house is too big for one person. Why let it go to waste?" "No," I said, my voice trembling. "This is my house. I built this." Dad waved me off like I was being dramatic. "Everything you have is because of us. Don't forget who raised you." That one hit deep, but I stood my ground. "You don't get to take this from me." My mom's tone turned sharp. "Don't be selfish, Riley. Go stay with a friend or something. We're too old to start over. Be reasonable." So, I left. I packed a bag while they made themselves comfortable in the living room. I had designed. That night, I slept in my car. I parked behind a grocery store, curled up in the back seat with my hoodie for warmth. The house lights were probably still on. My lights. I remember whispering to myself, how did I build a home and end up homeless? I called my best friend Tyler the next morning, told him everything. What the hell, you're staying with me. End of story. He meant it, and I needed that. But the worst part, my parents didn't just stop at stealing my home. They started spinning a whole story, told our relatives that I offered the house to them, that I was being dramatic. Riley's young, they said. They'll bounce back. We need the comfort. Next thing I know, I'm getting texts from my aunt, my cousin, even my godmother calling me ungrateful, selfish. And then I saw the post. My mom smiling in my kitchen, holding a mug captioned, "New beginnings in our beautiful home." I swear I nearly threw my phone across the room. But then, something shifted. I stopped crying. I stopped trying to explain myself, and I started planning. I gathered every document, every receipt permit deed, every single paper had my name on it. Riley Carter. Then I found a lawyer, Veronica Price, real bulldog type. I laid out the whole situation, and she just sat there calm as a lake. Legally, she said they're squatters. They have no rights here. Music to my ears. But she added, if we move too fast, they'll play victim. We need to be strategic, and that's when the game really began. I played nice, sent my mom a message. Hope you and Dad are settling in okay. I'll figure things out. She responded with a smile emoji. Meanwhile, my lawyer filed notices. We built our case. Quiet, precise, deadly. Weeks later, we got a court date. The day of the hearing, I walked in calm as ever. My parents showed up dressed like they were attending a family reunion. My dad gave me a nod. My mom even tried to hug me. The judge went through the documents one by one. The deed, the loan, the title, all mine. When he finally looked up, he said, "Robert and Denise Carter, you have no legal claim to this property. You are hereby ordered to vacate within 10 days. Silence. My mom's mouth dropped open. My dad just clenched his jaw. Outside the courthouse, she grabbed my arm. Riley, please. Where will we go? We're your parents. I looked her dead in the eye. And I was your child when you threw me out. Did you think of me? Then, 10 days later, I stood on my porch as a sheriff handed them the final notice. Neighbors peeked out from behind curtains as my parents dragged their boxes down the steps, the same boxes they smugly carried in weeks ago. My dad muttered, "You'll regret this." I stared straight at him. "I only regret thinking you'd respect me." That night, I slept in my bed. My bed, not Tyler's couch, not the backseat of my car, and for the first time in months, I exhaled. I felt peace. I felt power. And above all, I felt right. Now my parents still try to call. They send guilt-tripping messages. We're family. We raised you. How could you do this? But here's what I learned. Blood doesn't give anyone the right to steal your peace. Love isn't a weapon. Respect isn't automatic. It's earned. So now I ask you, if you were me, would you forgive them? Or would you do exactly what I did? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because trust me, this ain't just my story.